Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Your first match of the day underway. Currently, Denial up 2-0 over Justice. And you can see Justice, they do not want to go down without a fight. They're going to be warming up on the firing range. We'll be taking a look at Envoy to open up this one. Uplink, a game type that you can see teams not get as many kills as the stronger squad, but still outperforming the objective game. I think you're looking for Spacely to kind of be that drone runner for Justice if they want to get the win.
Yeah, and then you could maybe look at this new Denial squad and say, okay, well, who's going to be that consistent objective-based player? You've lost Replays, who was a player who could consistently pick up that drone and dunk and dunk and dunk. He made just historic kind of bamboozling runs and jukes. Who's going to do it now?
Classic's a baller, man.
Win. Exactly. That's what I was kind of leading up to. Classic, he can definitely do it. And what's interesting is the way that Denial's been playing a little bit more recently is everyone is doing it. Everyone is just kind of slaying as a team, pushing forward, and they're just kind of playing that old school kind of strat. I say old school, not really old school, but a couple of months ago you saw teams kind of develop a little bit to, it looks like players are not actually ready, but kind of develop to push past the drone, slay out, and then go from there. Last man pick up ball, push forward, try and get some points.
I really like the decision here by Justice. Let's throw Denial off a little bit. Let's go take a look at their classes so we know what's going on. Get this started.
I'm sure that was the game plan.
Yeah, no. A little false start there. Players on the wrong side. They'll get this one going once again.
Yo, Temps on a streak, man.
Denial, though, coming into this game, really without any faults. He got nervous for a little bit that second to the last hill on Compound, but really in that search and destroy, they really showed what they're made of. They've been playing perfect throughout this weekend. Do you think they go undefeated in their pool, Ben?
Yeah, most likely. They really do look like a top 3 team. You could argue maybe top 2. Optic have kind of struggled a little bit in that pool, let's be honest. They haven't made it as easy as it should have been. FaZe, they've kind of cruised through a little bit, but Denial, they look dominant. They really do. And I feel like a lot of people may underestimate them a little bit. I feel when you look at all the recent trades which have kind of come through, Denial is definitely a team that kind of won out when they traded out, which is surprising because I honestly thought kind of removing Replays from the team was a big mistake. But obviously the players know better.
Players just getting warmed up before we continue
Classic's
this game.
just chilling, man. Like he's like, yo, I'm getting ready to ball. I'm gonna be throwing some 1-point fadeaways. Gonna dunk in for 2.
Just telling Twitter, look out for my shot. It's gonna go for some Hail Mary shots. Now,
will he connect with it?
When we look at Detroit, of course, everyone's gonna want to go through the school, run the train through.
Yep.
You know, clear out those spawns. If you're Justice, is there anything you can pull out now at the end of the year that might catch Denial off guard?
Absolutely. I kind of brought this up yesterday. A lot of players kind of said, hey, you know these mutual agreements that we've been doing? Nah, I'm not doing that last event of the year. Second biggest prize pool. You kind of want to win.
What would you even try and
Exo
use
Shield.
at this point?
Exo Shield. We saw it work a lot, especially on Detroit. Uplink, why not give it a go? At this point, what have you got to lose? Let's be honest. You're going up against Denial, the #1 team in the pool. You're 2-0 down. You need to win a respawn against a team which is very, very talented. You're not. Let's be honest. If they play 10 times in a row, Justice may win 1 or maybe 2 games, right? If you can use something which you've been, I'm not saying just do it out of randomness, but if that's something that they have actually kind of worked on as a strategy, and maybe they think, oh, you know, if we get to a winner's bracket semifinal, we'll use it. I would say now's a pretty good time to use that. A, you can kind of get it tested against a very talented team to see if it actually will work.
Right.
And B, if you do win, then all of a sudden the series gets a little bit more interesting.
$100,000 goes to the winner
money,
this
man.
weekend. So
That's a huge amount of money. That's the second biggest prize pool all year long, only second to COD Champs as well. So I would be using every hidden trick I have, any hidden spot that I found that people may not know, because I know a couple of players were kind of talking about it. Clayster, I interviewed him yesterday. He was saying, yeah, we've been working on a lot of strategies in Search and Destroy. They're playing it more Counter-Strike-like in the way that they're trying to cover and get crossfire, really thinking a little bit more strategic about their play, which...
Smoke grenades.
Smoke grenades. But for other teams as well, it kind of makes you think, well, in Respawn, there has to be something which no one has thought of. There has to be. People learn stuff about the game all year long. And even when a game is over, there's still stuff. I mean,
off the start for Justice. Look out for it.
I was honestly surprised we haven't seen the IMR shotgun combo. Just going to throw that out there.
Coming a little bit
I know.
later.
I know someone in Open Bracket used it. I heard a lot of rage when the IMR was being used.
I like that plan. All right, guys, game loading up once again. It is game number 3, your series 2-0 in favor of Denial. They could close it out right here. Justice needs a strong start. They're going to be playing from the preferred side. Can they open up and score right away? We often see a fast break and look for a trick play. Sometimes you just see a quick pass converted into a dunk or a 1-point toss. We're going to open things up with Spacely. He's going to be using that overclock, double stun, ready to launch. They're going to just wait for the grenades to come in through Garage. They expected them to be there, but Slasher is going to get first blood, takes out Assault Classic, gets the second. Spacely answers back on Hook. Can he find a second? He will. Drone already moving up, though. It's Slasher, and he will be cut down. Temp just trying to get an eye on it, and this is your first opportunity if you're Justice.
Here they can try and get control of School. Of course, School going to be the most important part, and it wouldn't surprise me to see that drone maybe just kind of thrown out, but it seems as if Assault wants to try and go for a play, try to make it happen mid. Spacely picks it up, goes to the 1 point, and he does connect. So Justice with a great start. It was a little scrappy for both teams there, but Justice managed to make it work, and some nice shots coming down from Kenny with that foul mid-map. Thinking about potentially actually pushing up here, get a little bit control of mid-street, but unfortunately, he will fall.
Back over to Envoy, grabbing the drone for a second time. He was the one who pushed it up on their first push. They got to get past 3 players near School, though. First one's going to be dropped by Spacely. Classic now out of the action. Down goes Hook. Spacely doing a great job clearing the way. Envoy right behind him. Only 1 defender back in the spawn.
Oh, such a smart play.
And here's the dunk. 3-0 start after just a minute 15. This is exactly what they needed, and Spacely is leading the charge, the captain, 9-3.
And I want to point out, Envoy was so intelligent with the way he kind of went through School. He waited for Spacely to push through. Then when a lot of players would have got a little bit overzealous, he was even more patient, waited for a teammate to just push out even further and pick up that final kill. So now they're just trying to make something happen, but they just can't. Justice on defense, so strong. As kills continuously coming in for the Battles on Justice. Finally, a little bit of a halter in that momentum. Envoy on your screen, looking to see if he can just keep control of School, but Denal so intelligent. Recognize they have 0 control of School, so just wrap this over towards Hotel. Just run the opposite side of the map as quickly as you possibly can.
And Classic with the 2-piece is going to lead this charge. Melee just landed on Aqua, and that is a massive kill from Spacely. Unfortunately, Temp there to scoop it up, and he is going to go for the 1 point toss. Probably a good thing, because all of his protection just fell. You look at the mini-map, though, and this is Justice set up. That kill is going to stop him short of scoring. Spacely, though, still in position to control this School. He is playing lights out with the ASM-1. Picks up 1, can't finish the second, and there's the reset. Justice just trying to slow the game down now.
Yep, the stun grenades are going to come flying out from Denal as they try and get control over that satellite drone respawn area. 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Score currently 3-1. Hook causing some problems over towards Yellow. Will drop instantly, though. Slasher, he can't get control. Now down to Classic. Basically, he just needs to try and hold out, but he just gets absolutely nuked there. Dropped so quickly.
Kenny just wrecked 3 people.
Kenny's a man on a mission, man. We kind of highlighted him at the very beginning as nice 1 point play comes in from Justice so fast. Beautiful play coming out from him, Kenny.
Kenny on a 4 streak, looking for number 5. Also had, of course, the 1 point toss in the middle of that. It's basically not going to be able to keep pushing this one forward, but I am very impressed with Justice so far, not allowing Denial to control this School. They are constantly being forced to flood out. Hook's been on a flank quite a bit. I feel like they're playing a little bit more like Parliament. And here's Hook with a 1 point toss opportunity. He's going to be able to make this a 1 possession game.
And that's the problem that you have when Hook's on that flank. If he picks up 1 or 2 kills in that case, all you have to do at that point is throw the drone somewhere in Justice base, and you know he's going to be able to slay his way to that ball, and he will be able to put some points on the board. So really nice play coming in from Hook, and 2 points on the unpreferred side. You know, Denal will be kind of happy with that. It's just a 1 possession game. They just now need to stop this push coming in from Assault with the drone as he heads over towards mid-map. Put himself in a bit of a vulnerable position, so he's going to have to try and back away here, wait for his teammates to push further forward. He will want to reset his armor, though. Surprised he hasn't actually done that already. In fact, with just 2 people alive, he may even think about potentially resetting this drone, but still hasn't reset his armor. Goes for the melee. Actually picks up Classic Assault. Going for a huge play. Can he throw it? How's he not dead yet? No idea. The drone bouncing around in Denal's base.
Yeah, probably should have gone for a 1-pointer. Tried to get the dunk. A little greed coming in from Justice. Hook trying to answer back on the counterplay. And he's got 2 blockers back.
He does, and Hook been pretty consistent with his 1 point throws, thrown 1, scored 1, and been extremely aggressive for the majority of this game. Now finds himself completely trapped, though. Justice pinned him in, 29 seconds left. Can Justice try and increase this score? 1 possession for me won't cut it going into the unpreferred side. Denal will just apply so much pressure into School, continuously start to push you. Looking at Spacely, he's going to drop 15 seconds. Drone in the hands of Classic, now in the hands of Hook. As a big trade goes on, and honestly, Denal could maybe just go for a 1 point throw, and I think that's what Hook's going to try and do. Can he connect from downtown? It's going to bounce, and it goes just wide left. 3 seconds left. Can he pick it up? No! big stop comes in from Envoy right at the last second.
Yeah, nice play there. Envoy just goes straight for it, clears the ball. One possession, a single dunk ties the game for Denial, but Justice, really strong opening. They did all of their work really in the first minute 15, slowed down after that, but showing a lot of potential. When you give them a fast break, they're definitely going to be able to convert. Spacely did an incredible job to open up for his squad.
I really want to see Kenny do something similar to what we saw Hook do. On the unpreferred side, let him flank through. Let him go through kind of Hospital side, push through Yellow, cause Denial some problems from the back line. That's something that Denial won't really be expecting to have to deal with. And then that opens up that whole Denial spawn. You can just throw that ball straight to Kenny. Kenny potentially could pick up a couple of points. He's such a talented player. That's something that they definitely need to consider, or a strategy like that, that's for sure.
Slasher going to be stopped with the drone. Classic and Temp picking up where they left off. A 4 streak for Temp, a 3 streak for Classic. Both players eliminated now, though. Vahuk is behind enemy lines. He's just going to go for the drone and the score here. Love this decision. Saw 2 players instead. Going to convert, and we're all tied up. That one only took 38 seconds.
Yep, and that was the worry for me going into this second side for Justice. Within, basically 30 seconds, the game's already tied up. Drone is in the hands of Justice, though, and I believe that's going to be Envoy trying to escape. Not going to be able to do so. Drone picked up by Denial, but it's going to be Temp left with a ball in his hands, trying to defend that drone. Does a fantastic job. Picks up Assault with that ball, and now Slasher thinking about pushing mid-street.
And you look at the mini-map. What great rotation. Hook has been leading the flanks the entire time here on side 2. Able to pick up 1. Now Temp comes flying through, grabbing 2 more. The dunk goes through from Classic. Denial with the lead for the first time in this game. And Temp setting up to stop the opposition. They went for a fast break. Envoy going to be stopped short. Classic didn't get the clear, it doesn't look like. That ball is going to fall mid-street. Can Kenny and crew make something happen? Spacely left alive underneath the window, and Slasher just gave him the business. A nice hold from Denial. They're back on the attack now with Classic carrying this drone.
Yeah, that's a gunfight Slasher should not be winning. Bal versus ASM1 at close range like that. Slasher just dashes backwards and kind of embarrasses Spacely a little bit there. As Classic now with the ball in hand needs to try and go for a play here. Teammate in support, and that's going to be another 2 points. Extending the lead now to 4 with 3 minutes left. It's looking very good for Denial to clean sweep this series.
It was Hook clearing the way again. He is doing such a great job. I've been watching the man on the minimap. Right now we have him highlighted. That drone trying to push up. Let's take a look at Hook though. With drone down, I want to see how does he decide to play this. He knows there's 4 defenders up. A little bit sloppy shots, but his teammate Classic able to hit the 1-pointer before being taken down. Hook with 3, Classic with 3, Slasher with 2, and Temp leading the charge 24-15 with a toss of his own. Everyone getting involved now for Denial.
Yep, and that's kind of what we were talking about. The loss of replays. Who's going to do the objective work? Well, guess what? Surprise, everyone is going to do the objective work. This Denial squad looking so good right now, really in form. And the problem Justice is going to have for the next 2 minutes is Denial have 2 choices. They can keep chipping away, or keep adding, to that lead. Just 1-point throws mid-street. They've been very efficient at them so far. Or they can even just go for those 15-second resets now and just kind of demoralize Justice a little bit. A couple of plays do fall for Denial, though. Justice game isn't over. The problem is, though, unpreferred side, as we kind of keep mentioning, it's going to be very, very tough as, Slasher, he's going to throw that one out for 15.
Nice reset.
Now you have to try and outslay Denial, which is scary when you consider Temp, Hoop, Classic, and Slasher are all playing very well this game. For Justice, this just became a close to impossible task.
Hoop too smart for Spacely. Spacely trying to get sneaky, coming behind everybody. I think they got to do exactly what they just did. You need a big play. This time it's Assault picking up the 2-piece. Kenny also in the mix. They got to brute force their way into the Denial base. An excellent score here. 2 more points on the board for Justice. They're down 3, a minute 20, plenty of time to make this comeback, but they got to convert right here once again.
And someone from Denial just got a godlike spawn. Spacely's trying to hunt him down. That was Hookie. He actually spawned kind of behind enemy lines in that sense. Nice play from Spacely. Picks up 2. They're down 3 points, 60 seconds left. Unfortunately, though, Spacely kind of running out of support. Tries to get his way into Yellow. Needs to get the beat down, but Classic expected it. Read it like a book. Classic picks up that drone and pieces out. Probably going to go for a 1-point, maybe even a 2-point, because he does actually have support. But no, Classic plays it smart, just goes for the 1. Extends the lead now to 4. Justice, I mean, they have control of the satellite drone.
Yeah, but can they get 2 dunks in 40 seconds? Felony says I can get one.
Yeah, we've seen crazy comebacks. This is down to a 2-point game, 34 seconds left. And it's going to be, I believe that's Assault, who was trying to get control. If he wins that gunfight, could have potentially changed it. All Denial need to do is go for a reset, and they've won this game.
And here's Slasher. He's going to toss it out.
And it's game.
6 seconds left. Not enough time unless you get an amazing pass downtown. And that probably will not come in. You're going to see 4 seconds remaining before the reset. Denial not letting anyone near the Atlas building. We'll keep an eye on temp. And here comes the clear. Classic's going to throw it on the roof. Game over, 3-0. Denial sweeps Justice to open up the day.
Yeah, Denial looks so good once again, but props to Justice. Those games were, pretty close. The respawns especially, which is the big surprise. The hard point, honestly, they could have won. It goes all the way down to that final hard point. They actually went into the lead at second to last. S&D, not so much. Big surprise to me there. Denial really just kind of clamped down. But, even that uplink, 10-8, couple of kills go the other way. They win that game.
Shout out to the Justice guys, the youngsters here on the main stage. Pretty strong showing. Kenny just giving you a little sample of what he's made of. Goes positive again in the respawn. Assault, a 1.13, best on the squad. And Spacely had some really big plays throughout the day. However, it was a little too soft of an S&D game from them.
Yep.
I think we need to see them improve on that throughout the weekend. But you take a look at the rest of this group. How far can Justice go in Pool C, Ben? Do they have a chance of making it into the winner's bracket?
They definitely have a chance. I think they have a good chance, considering how strong Denial has looked so far. I think that was a great performance from Justice.
All right, this series is finished, but I'd love to get the thoughts from our analysts. Fellas, what'd you think of this quick best of 5?
All right, thank you, Puckett and Benson. Denial continues their hot streak. I didn't see their final match last night. Have they dropped the map yet? They were 6-0 to start the day yesterday. I didn't see their final series.
Not sure if they've dropped it.
They're 12-0, have not dropped the map.
12-0 is pretty good.
Yeah, that's a decent start to full play. Well, I guess the end of full play for them is they've just been rolling through everyone.
It's impressive stuff. That first map, let's start it off with that hard point. For me, the first half of that map was definitely Huke. He was, I think he was positive 8 to 10 at some point of the map. He slowed up a little bit in the last parts of the hill. That they just sort of made a comeback in that top, top tunnel hill. So they brought it back a little bit, but going into the last one, Classic did it for me. They had the Denial, gave up that time, didn't stress at all. They were down about 10 points, didn't let it get to them at all. Knew they were set up for that last one and just played it pretty much.
It was about what we thought, 30 to 40 point game. I think it was like 211, 180, 190. So
there's a lot of teams that are good at that contesting sort of style in hardpoint, especially in AW. You're so darn fast. You can use Semtexes. We see a lot of top teams on that. Just switch to 8 Semtexes and stack the hill with
Huke just gives a lot of people trouble in hardpoint because he plays so vertical.
Yep.
I think a lot of people don't realize that. I remember when he was giving Scump trouble, like the way he said that he was doing it. He was just up in the air.
Yep.
He's just up vertical. So
Semtex is working out really well on compound on that fourth one and third hill. So good stuff from Denial closing out that one and then moving over to Search and Destroy.
Yeah, I mean, moving forward to the S&D, wanted to see if the youngsters, this might be the map they'd be able to steal. I don't think anyone really gave them too much of a shot in the response. Denial's been playing really, really well, especially in hardpoint. But looking at S&D, Matt, for you, kick it off for me. How did Denial manage to pull this one out?
They're just such a strong team. I think you would look at them in phase. Are they the two?
So
I don't want to say the strongest teams this week, overall.
Right now, through Friday,
but I'm saying
12-0, man. I mean,
you have to give it to them. Honestly, they look better.
They
than
don't
OG.
have a weakness. I mean, they're so strong. I think Classic brings a little bit of a different feel.
It feels like they're meshing together. They do more of just a group push. That's what you need to do.
They're more
in Search
aggressive.
And Destroy.
I think they're more confident.
Yeah, exactly. We saw Justice early in that Search and Destroy. Try and get aggressive, get into that B room, and just take them out over and over again. But then Denial instantly reacted to it. The later rounds, they just hit the garage door over and over again. 4 people went. Yes, trades were going down, and we saw it multiple times. The last player, Slasher, got one at the top 10. Another player got one at the back B door. They didn't want to plant the bomb. Just run through, kill them all. Super quick. Denial made it easy.
Denial did a great job there, and then pushing forward to game 3, they're able to get the sweep. Obviously, it ends up being uplink Detroit. We were talking, you have that strong versus weak side. Denial, weak side to start.
Yeah.
What kind of lead do you need, Teep? Being a pro player, what do you look for? Because 2, I don't think, is enough going into the second side.
Definitely not enough, and especially on Detroit, it's one of those maps where it's very easy to stall time on that bad side. Sometimes you want to go in and play for the tie, honestly. The 15-second reset on top garage or top blue is the best way to do it, and if you're not getting at least, I would say probably 4 is the magic number you really want to go for. 2-possession game. That makes it a little bit easier for you.
Because Denial had that tied up. Hook had the score within what? Opening 45, 60 seconds is basically a tie game. And at that point, you're not really giving Justice much of a shot.
I don't think Justice played that bad, though.
It was an overall
series. I agree with what Puckett said.
Overall series.
I think they played pretty well.
I think they have a realistic shot to make it out of pool play.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree with you there. You can't, take
especially
that loss very hard.
Denial going 4-0 in the group, well, 3-0 before they joined actually kind of helps them. You want someone, if you're coming for the open bracket, you kind of
want somebody to be dominating the group.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully you can force a tie or a 3-way tie, something like that, especially in pool play. That's what you need to do as that open team. They have a chance to make it second. Don't take that loss too hard. There's definitely certain things you could do to make it easier on yourself, especially against a team like Denial. When a team sort of has that edge over you individually, gunfight-wise, you need to, change your strategies up a little bit, stall for time,
I feel like that's
play the bad side
not
like
a bad match for Justice at all either, because they're just playing. They're beating up on pool play teams. They're coming in. It's like they suffer a loss here to Denial, but they're playing arguably the hottest team in the tournament.
Yeah.
Now going against some of these other teams in their pool, they should be able, I don't want to say make it easy, but they should be able to contest.
Well, I do see, I believe we actually have Benson on the floor with Slasher. I would love to hear his thoughts why his Denial managed to go 12-0 through pool play.
Thanks, guys. Down here with Slasher. Slasher, congratulations on that win. Made it look pretty easy at times. First question I really want to ask you, though, is since making that team change, obviously you pick up Classic, take away replays. Obviously, you team with replays for a while now. What changes have you made personally in terms of your gameplay to adapting, I guess, to Classic in Respawn games? Because it seems as if you're playing it a little bit different, maybe.
I haven't really changed too much. I've kind of stayed the same because school kind of started up for me, so I haven't been grinding as much as the other players. But yeah, we just kind of took Classic, put them in replays spot, and implemented the same things we've been implementing the past few tournaments. It's just working a little bit better now. Like, we're clicking better together, so that's why we're 12-0 at map count.
Why do you think it is clicking better? Is it kind of the team dynamic? Because when we kind of saw a couple of sort of team shots of you guys, it was all smiles. Everyone just kind of joking, laughing around, fist bumps. Is it more the dynamic in the booth, or is it just gameplay?
I think it's a little bit of both. We're a little more, like you said, we're laughing in the booth, making jokes in between games. Like, we're just having a good time. And then in the gameplay, too, it's starting to show. When you're having good vibes in the booth, you're going to have good vibes in the game. Like, you're going to pick up your trades, and it's just working.
In terms of the rest of the tournament, safely say you've made it to championship bracket, obviously. Is there any team specifically you want to play? I know a lot of guys have been saying they want to play FaZe Optic. Is there one between the two that you desperately want to try and beat? That's a personal grudge match, maybe?
Yeah, I definitely want to beat FaZe. I always want to beat Optic, too, but I've beat them before, so I know what it's like. But I haven't beat this new FaZe roster yet, so I really want to take them down.
Okay, makes a lot of sense. Wish you the best of luck in the tournament, Slasher. And from myself down on the floor with Slasher, that's going to be everything for this interview. Got to go to a quick commercial break. When we return, more action live here from MLG Finals.